start again. It's a redskin.
What is going on, peeps? What is going on? It's Valerie's Naturals Oracles. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, wherever you are. Welcome or welcome back. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you are a ride or die. Thank you for being here. Just let you know, some of these messages might not resonate with you, and that's okay. And you have to know they're timeless messages, okay? I'm a bit croaky because I'm going over the hump of a cold, and I don't know why I've got this, but it's been going on for a couple of days now. But this morning I woke up and I got really vulnerable. I got vulnerable with my Patreon collective, and the card I pulled, because sometimes I pull cards for myself, and this is the card I pulled. Ask for help. Woo! And do you know why? It's because I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. I've got this cold, and I just feel like sometimes you support so many people and they don't support you. And I don't know why I'm thinking that way, do you know? But it's people. But 9 times out of 10, the people that you support and don't support you are people that you should be releasing. And I should not understand and know that. Do you know what I mean? And you just feel like, I feel stuck. But anyway, I'm not going to go any further than that. I just did a whole little thing for my Patreons about that card, because I don't always share when I pull cards for myself, because this is why I'm Valerie's Naturals Oracles. That's how I started. I started pulling cards for myself, and it was usually an oracle card. And the day I pull it is the day it meant so much to me. So now I'm pulling cards for the collective. So this is a collective reading. Okay, it's a daily tea, and I'm pulling from this deck. It's new to me. I've only ever pulled one card, but they've got some beautiful images. So I'm hoping we get a fantastic message for you guys today. So, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, thank you for your guidance, protection, assistance. You love us so unconditionally. We thank you for the accurate, concise reading that we're about to have. Guides, beloved ancestors, thank you so much for your unconditional love. Thank you for the guidance that you are about to give us. Please give us the message that we need to hear for our highest good. Amen and thank you. Let's see what messages are coming out today. So, juggler. See, do you know what I mean? This all relates to what I was saying previously. Do you know, sometimes we don't ask for help. We juggle too much. We juggle too much and expect to have a brilliant outcome, and it's not always the case. But do you see this person juggling so much? This might relate to you. This might be relevant to you, because I feel like I'm juggling a lot as well. Look, exercise, home, money, work, time. Do you know? And I always say time is the one thing that you can't get back. Everything else you can get back, but time is not one of those things. And it's the number 19. That might be relevant to you. I don't know. But somebody's sitting in nature trying to juggle. And normally that would be grounding. But if you're juggling too much, that's the last thing on your mind, isn't it? Let's read that one, because that's fantastic. Number 19. This so sums up what is going on with right now with a lot of people. It so sums up, and I'm feeling that energy, because I pulled this for myself. Ask for help. Ask for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. And sometimes we juggle so much in our life and we don't accept the support. We don't accept the support we need. So let's see what number 19 says here, because it could relate to the same thing. Number 19. So it says here, you are a gifted soul who needs to focus on your priorities. You have received this card as the universe wants you to know life is a balancing act, and if you prioritize your life, you can and will achieve your goals. Are you trying to juggle too many things at the present time, or are you ignoring things you do need to get done? The psychic reading card of the juggler is a sign that now is the time to focus and make things happen. See, I think for me, the Scorpio, I'm just sidetracking here. For me, the Scorpio season was like going down a tunnel. It was throwing questions at you, asking you questions, do you know, putting things into complete reality, putting situations in perspective. And it's almost like that stuck energy. But You've got to prioritize. This is what it's saying. It says, when you look at the card, pay attention to what images, and I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to try to get it out so the light is not glaring on it. But there you go. It says, when you look at this card, pay attention to what images are jumping out at you, as this will give you an indication of what part of your life you need to focus most on right now. Does the clock image jump out at you? Do you feel you never have enough time to achieve your goals or take time out for yourself? If so, go for a walk or to the gym, read a book, meditate, or finish things you have been putting off. Does the house jump out at you? If so, it could mean you need to focus on your finances so you can purchase that property you have been dreaming of. If you already have a home, it can mean you need to focus on doing things in your home, such as renovations or a spring clean to get your home back in order. If the image of the dollar note jumps out, it is a sign you may need to pay attention to your finances so you don't need to juggle things anymore to pay your bills. Whatever image jumps out at you, be aware of it, as the universe is trying to get your attention so you can recenter and focus your energy on the area in your life you feel you are most worried about. Do you see what I mean, people? It's just like, get out of that worry mode. Focus on what you're supposed to focus on. There's so much I want to do. There's so much I get the collective wants to do, but it's just finding the time to do it. Stop the procrastination. Do you know, being in that because I was definitely, especially in Scorpio season, I was in this procrastination mode that I really like. There's things I want to do. There's things I want to be. There's places I want to go. And I'm in such procrastination. And I was blaming the fact that I'm getting older and I can't behave and act or move in the same way as I used to. And it bothers me. It triggers me. And this is what I was saying this morning. But, you know, we've now got to prioritize. That is my little demon, that I've got to prioritize what is important so I don't put myself in the same situation I have been in the last couple of weeks, because I was doing too much, basically. What really triggered it is that I was doing too much, you know, and it's like Spirit said, no, you need to slow down. You need to slow down, because I had a pain in my hip and it's been controlled now. And then all of a sudden I've got this cold and there's so much I want to do and I can't. It's almost like, sit down your ass, sit down and rest. So that's all I could do, is sit down and rest. But this is what happens sometimes when you juggle too much. When you juggle too much, I'm just giving you an example of my own personal self, because, you know, sometimes you juggle too much. It's almost like I do tarot, but it's like a second job for me. I'd love it to be my own job, and I call it, I want to be on Spirit's payroll. That is my ultimate goal. Be on Spirit's payroll, do you know? But in order to do that, you have to take steps, don't you? And so I'm doing two jobs. I've got my day job and I've got my job which I love more, which is tarot, which is photography. So I do the photography. Part of my job is doing a little bit of photography, but it's not the photography I want to do, basically. But I want to do what I want to do. So you could be, and I say all that to say, you could be in the same position. You could be thinking the same, that I really want to do what I want to do, but you have to take certain steps. And I'm thinking about doing a little series, because I'm working for it myself. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Dave Ramsey, but there's a UK, I'm in the UK, so you've got the American version, there's a UK version. He's done both versions. And it's about setting your life to freedom. It's basically giving you the freedom you want. And I did it a long time ago, and I got to a point where I'd cleared all my debts and this, that, and the other. But guess what? Life happens. And it's almost like I've started again. So the first step, right, and I might talk about this in more detail because I've done this before, but there's like certain steps you should take. The first one, I'm not going to go into deep, but the first one is make a budget and stick to it. The second one is, when you've made that budget and you've got spare money, throw every penny at your debts to clear them. Okay. The second step is create an emergency fund. So throw everything you've got left over. Once you've made that budget and you've got money left, you know, if you're in the fortunate position that you have money left over that you can throw at an emergency fund, throw at an emergency fund. Store at least £1,000 or $1,000, you know, whatever's relevant to you, and have the emergency fund. So anything goes wrong, because the plan is You have got to get yourself out of debt. Any debts you have, clear them. With any spare money you have, once you've thrown that money at the £1,000 and you found out easy how it was to save up that £1,000, the money you take from that now, you throw at your lowest debt. It's called the stone effect, the rolling stone effect. You throw it, instead of concentrating on the actual interest that it's paying, concentrate on the smallest debt to give you encouragement. You concentrate on the smallest debt, and then what you do is you throw everything at that smallest debt, and it goes quickly. So the money that you've saved now, so you've gotten rid of that debt. So what you was throwing at that debt, plus the money you would have paid on that monthly basis on that debt, you throw it at the next debt, the next lowest debt. And you keep going. It's a rolling effect because you have more money to throw at the debts once you clear a debt. I know it's like a catch-22. You've got to clear that debt before you can throw more money at another debt. Does that make sense? And once you get to that point, then you save up once you've cleared your debts, you save up. I mean, it's a long process, but you save up 6 months worth of money. Okay, I was at that point, but you save up 6 months worth of bills, basically, what you need to live on a monthly basis. And once you've done that, so you don't have to worry about being out of work anymore. You don't have to worry about where you're going to get your next penny from. You don't have to worry about that because you're giving yourself the freedom. This is what it's all about. Then you start throwing that money at, maybe you need to create a fund for your children, or you need to that kind of thing. If you need to, if they need to go to school, or you need to pay for schooling or whatever, you throw the money at that until you've got enough to do that. And only then you start investing. And the very last thing is give back. And I'm going into a whole different thing, but it's just sparked that in me. So I might do a whole series about that and how you do that, because I've been through the process already. But unfortunately, life happens and you get back into the stuff. So I'm actually at maybe part 4, where I'm throwing money at my debts. I'm throwing it at them for all it's worth. So I can clear them to have the freedom to do what I want. And basically, that's what it is. So anyway, I'm going to get some cards out and figure out why I don't know why I went down that route, but it's all these images in here. It's talking about money. It's talking about home. It's talking about exercise. It's talking about time. Time is something you just can't get back, and the freedom to have time to do what you want is all. So this is why it's like I feel like I'm doing 2 jobs. Again, I'm juggling, but Spirit is saying slow down. And this is my experience, but it might relate to you. There's things you need to do. So why is this card here? Why do we need to slow down? What has it got to do with us slowing down? Please tell us about the juggler. Why is the juggler here? Holy Spirit, Holy Angels, thank you for your guidance. Yes, the 7 of discs. Is it about patience? Is it about wanting to do everything at once? Is it about asking for help? Is it about the investments are you not being patient enough to see your investments grow? And so you're trying to juggle too much. And sometimes Spirit's saying to us, you've got to be patient. You've got to wait. You've got to wait and see. You've got to work behind the scenes to get the big picture. Spirit always says to me, it's always like, there's people that's going to want to sit at your table. Are they coming out the woodwork for you? There's people that's going to want to come and sit at your table while you've diligently been working away in the background, walking in silence, going on your journey, feeling the way you're feeling, and waiting for whatever it is to grow. You can feel them coming out the woodwork. When you feel people start coming out the woodwork and start wanting to come back in your presence, when you've released them, you know you're doing something that is important. You know you're doing something right. You know that Spirit is showing you up and showing you out. Trust and believe. And it's all about patience. It's about patience, and stop trying to juggle stop trying to juggle what Spirit has for us. Stop trying to be impatient and trying to do everything at once. Take your time. And that's why I was talking about the David Ramsey thing, the stepping stone, because you do it one step at a time. It changes the way you see money. Money is a tool. Money is not the root of all evil. Money is a tool. This is what you've got to change your mindset about. So when you see things like this juggling, okay, you need to manifest. And I know it sounds like an easy thing for me to say, but manifesting is an easy thing when you know how. You have to put your complete trust in yourself. You have to feel the energy of wanting it. You have to know that you are enough. You have to give yourself that love to know that, because a lot of it is grounded in how you feel about yourself as well and what you want for yourself. And if you're always telling yourself negative things, guess what? Negativity is coming back to you. If you're giving yourself positivity, guess what? Positivity is coming back. I say every single morning, thank you, Spirit. I appreciate you, Spirit. I am so grateful for you, Spirit. Do you know how that lifts your energy when you don't feel like it? Do you know? So I say all this to say I'm getting very deep today. I'm in this very philosophical mood, but this is like the patience. This is like the patience. Give yourself patience. You've sown some seeds. Have patience. Understand and know your time is not here yet. So you need to understand that. I mean, you could even be juggling your even thoughts. Sometimes it's even your thoughts you're juggling. Yeah. Because you need to give yourself that love. Start giving yourself this. This is the beginning of you appreciating yourself. Give yourself that love and know and understand. Do you know? This is the start of something emotional. This is your journey. You have to start loving yourself. Love yourself enough to know and be patient with yourself above all. Because, like I said previously, I wasn't patient with myself. I kind of like, and it could be about your home situation. A lot of you is about your home situation. It's about the love you've lost, the people that you've lost in your life. This card, the Four of Wands, the 1111, is the ultimate happiness. It's about the ultimate stability. It's about the ultimate, and sometimes, yes, it's about divine love. I can't even say that word because of the damn cold, but it's about divine love sometimes. Sometimes it's about the divine love you give yourself. And I don't talk about this often. I rush through these cards sometimes, but these cards are deep. And when you see this picture, this is the ultimate stability. This is what you want, but it's also about the divine love. It's about a divinity. It's about a divine connection. And I don't want to go down that road today because this is about juggling. Did you feel juggled by that person though? Because this, again, you can come with this with a different perspective. You felt juggled by somebody and it was wrong. And it wasn't right, and it wasn't fair, and but you love yourself enough to forgive that person and to move on, or to forgive the situation and move on. Love yourself enough to forgive it. Do you know what I mean? Because you could have had this. You could have found your connection. You could have found your connection, and that person is just completely abandoned it. You see what I mean? Communication. What I need from you is understanding. Something needs to communicate. Learn to communicate. People talk, but they don't communicate sometimes. And this could be part of the juggling as well. Some people have so much going around in their head. They think so much, but they never communicate it. Do you want this happiness? It's time to talk about it. We're in Sagittarius season now. Scorpio season's gone. Sagittarius is fire, people. Fire. Bonfire for them. Because I'm telling you, this is where people get... Sagittarius is about the free spirit. It's about impulsiveness. It's about the fire in your belly. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes you want to juggle everything because you want to do this. But just know we're in Sagittarius season where... things are going to happen that you're just going to think, what the hell? Where did that come from? You're going to get some surprises this season. I'm telling you, until we go into stable Capricorn. But look, the Two of Wands, the path. What path do you take? Because look here, I could tell another story here. Somebody juggled you, okay? They thought if they set this seed that it would come to fruition. And now they're thinking, oh, it didn't come to fruition. I'm going to have to come forward to this person because I want this ultimate, smack bang in the middle is this ultimate happiness. They're thinking I'm going to be impulsive and communicate because I'm at a crossroads where I need to communicate something to somebody. And this is what this is. Somebody needs to communicate something to you and you don't understand that. Sometimes I get, does your person really feel the same way about you that you feel about them? Did they ever feel the same way about you that they did about? And some of you are going to get the shock of your life, some of you, that some of you, these people really felt the same way you did. This is not for all of you, this is for some of you. Not all of you, but somebody's at a crossroads because they need to communicate what their happiness really is, what really makes them happy. And is it to ask for support? Do they feel like they're juggling too much? But anyway, I'm going to leave it there because I could go on forever for this. But like I said, I'm being very philosophical this morning. But there's two stories here. The juggler. What are you juggling right now? Did somebody juggle you? And I'm only touching on that. I could go deep on that. From these cards alone, I love these cards, but from these cards alone, somebody thought they sowed seeds with you. Somebody thought they sowed seeds with you. They thought by coming forward with this new cup that they would gain this happiness. But it was all about them. They didn't come in partnership. It didn't come to this. So now this person wants to communicate with you. But this person is struggling to communicate because of what's going on in the background, what they're juggling, what they're doing, what they're seeing. And they could be just juggling all sorts of things in the mind. Do you know, they really want to communicate, but they're at a crossroads. Is this the season? Because this season is about impulsiveness. This season is about the fire in the belly. This season is all about, surprises coming. Finding out that somebody felt exactly the same way you did. But anyway, I'm going to stop it now. I've got things to do. Take care till next time, people. And if you have not subscribed, why not? Hit the subscribe button, the alert bell, so you know when I'm going to do another video, because sometimes I really do get deep. Sometimes it's not all about your person. Sometimes it's not about the divine connection. Sometimes it's to do with you. And you have to understand and know that we all have good days and bad days. Do you know? So it's not always about love and light. Sometimes let's just keep it moving. Let's just keep it moving because I need to process some things I need to process. And this is what you need to understand. So anyway, until next time, people, take care.